speaking of the new economy, Salesforce has conducted a thousands and thousands of person survey on the future of work and perceptions by workers. Tiffani Bova is Growth Innovation Evangelist at Salesforce. She's with us now. Tiffani, thanks for being with us. And I guess I want to start with what you think is the most important thing you heard or learned through this survey about what people are thinking about when it comes to work.
Well, there's a couple key themes that we found. It was empower workers to do their job, prioritize health and safety, and becoming more value-driven. That was consistent on a global basis because it was 20,000 people across 10 countries.
What does all that mean, Tiffani? Break it down for us a little more. What is it that people mean when they tick those boxes?
Yeah, I'd say that, at the end of the day, people want to be empowered and enabled to do their job, not only today, but in the future. Look, the future of work is not only here today, it's evolving on a daily basis. There is no question that automation and technology is changing the way we work. The pandemic is changing the way we work, and also being much more value-driven as a brand is changing the way we work. And so all these things coming together simultaneously is an amazing opportunity for leaders and companies to not go back to the status quo, but to really reimagine the future in a place where business can be a great platform for change, as well helping their employees be their best selves every day at work.
What will that mean in terms of how things will change, Tiffani? I mean, so far we've been adapting using the technology we had in a brick and mortar world, at least for the foreseeable future. A lot of workers who previously had been in an office environment surrounded by their peers will now be remote. Managing will be different. Human relations will be different. Everything about this experience is different. Your products may have to get different. What are you thinking about in terms of customizing and changing so that you can actually help a whole new way of operating?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. It was very diverse on the findings on this. Almost half the people we surveyed said that they want to go back to the office. The other half wants to continue to work from home, which means this hybrid environment will continue for the foreseeable future, which means brands have to figure out how do we allow our employees to be empowered and enabled to work wherever they want to, kind of working anywhere. And that's why the technology has got to keep up with ensuring that we not only can keep our employees working, effectively, but also keeping them productive. This is really a time for resiliency. And at the end of the day, we have to figure out how do we make sure we prepare our businesses for not only how do we sort of go through what's happening right now, but how do we prepare ourselves for the future? And this is really being driven by adaptability and resilience and thinking about how to.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. You talk about it being empowered a lot and, resilience and so on. What does that mean concretely? A better Zoom? I'm not sure I follow.
Well, there's a couple of things. I think at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you can serve your customers well, that you can lead and manage teams effectively, that you're paying attention to mental health and well-being, that you're empowering and enabling them to not only do what's best for the customers, but sometimes it's, best for the communities and the broader shareholder community. So it can be running video calls. Outside sellers are now all inside sellers. Service technicians are trying to figure out new ways in which they can serve customers if they're not able to go into their homes. And so there's so much impact around this future of work, but we really have to think, how do we prioritize health and safety while at the same time we're resilient and growing?
And one of the things, the findings of the survey that touches on some kind of established research, Tiffani, is this notion of unlearning.
Yes.
Easy to say, very hard for organizations to do. I think what most of us have done is sort of tried to adapt as best we can to this strange technology, but do everything the same way. Where do you see your clients in the process of actually changing processes, actually changing the way they do things to fit this new order?
We've seen, and what's really been inspiring during this time is people leaning into rapidly digitally transforming their environment, some of which they had held off on for some time. And this pandemic has really forced that digitization of the business. And so it could be something like, we used to have call centers full of people. We have clients that have deployed bots and other technology to serve customers in real time, answering questions very quickly and rapidly and scaling those services in order to make sure that they don't have a gap in service to their customers. Because we want to make sure we maintain customer success and customer experience through this time. So whether it's video, whether it's chatbots, whether it's machine learning or AI, this is all the technology that's now available. But some people, from a work perspective, are afraid of that technology. And this is where you really have to unlearn and relearn. take the opportunity to reskill. And that really is that one of those themes on workforce development. And thinking lots of people are saying, look, I know I don't have the skills for the future, but what's inspiring is they're looking to actually get those skills. And so providing them online learning and giving them an opportunity to find new ways to work has really, really been inspiring to see from our customers.
Great survey, Tiffani. Thank you. Tiffani Bova there of Salesforce.